Hello and welcome to this collective reading. I hope you're all well. If you've been here before, then welcome back, and if you're new to my channel, then welcome for the first time. My name's Dylan, and today I'm going to be sitting and pulling some cards for the collective to see what wants to come through. I do already have a theme that's presented itself as I've been pre-shuffling, and that theme is around breaking free from chains, breaking free from energetic chains and limitations, maybe limiting beliefs, old experiences. There's just this real sense of breaking out of something and moving into a new way of being, a new way of life. So I will say that as I was pre-shuffling before I started this video, one of the cards ripped. It's actually torn here at the top, as you can see. So I feel like this actually wants to be involved in the reading. There's a bit of a message here. We've got the card of insecurity. That's the Seven of Arrows. So in this card, which I'm going to talk about briefly, and then we'll pull some more, and then we'll see how this fits into the reading. We have almost like thorny bramble kind of vines wrapping around this woman. She's also got the arrows there as well, which have flown into her and obviously will be painful. But yeah, this kind of coiling energy of these thorny vines is this real sense of her being held back, and she's in a very dramatic position. She's obviously suffering, and she's also got her foot here on a carving of a skull. Now what I've picked up from this is that this is actually the end of a cycle. This is a death process. So if you're feeling this at the moment and you've got old insecurities rising to the surface and you feel almost hemmed in by them, as though you were being kind of wrapped up in this thorny vine, whatever it is. I'm not sure what kind of plant this is, but she's definitely being constricted and being held back. It's actually fairly loose if you look at it, but there's potential for this to really take hold if she doesn't move. And she seems to be stuck in this position. You know, it's a very dramatic kind of, oh no, like everything's going wrong, and she feels attacked and all of this. So this could be a theme that maybe you've experienced in your past, where you have actually felt attacked or criticized in some way, and this has led to you having these insecurities that hold you back. Now, I'm not getting a specific kind of energy around what it is that you want to move towards, so this could be different for all of you. I will say that it feels purpose related, but that could be related to anything. So it could be career, it could be relationship, it could be creating or starting a family, it could be hobbies, passions, anything really that you feel is a part of you, a part of your purpose. And I'm just getting this feeling that if you allow these insecurities to rear their ugly heads, that's the word that's coming through, the phrase, then they could really, really restrict you. And to be honest, what I'm picking up on is that actually you've moved past that. This could be an illusion that you're still, okay, so you're still carrying the insecurities, but it's an illusion that they can stop you. They can't stop you. You're actually more powerful than that now. You're actually more aware, and you're able to shake these arrows off, remove them, step away from these vines, and set yourself free. So it's really interesting that that card tore as I was shuffling the cards. I'm going to fix it later. I don't like it when my cards get damaged, but there's definitely a strong message there. So let's see what else this deck has to say, and let's see what we've got. Yeah, this is more of the moving forwards energy that I was picking up on. So this Lynx, the Page of Stones, is free. It's free to move on. Hasn't got anything wrapped around him. He's kind of looking around, looking for opportunities. Being the Page of Stones, this could be related to finances, as this is Pentacles in the traditional tarot. Could be related to projects, physical things. Could even be related to health. If you have insecurities around body image, or just, yeah, the way that you feel about your body, the way that you feel about your health, the way that you look, I'm just getting this sense that this is a time to be able to shake those shackles off. The word shackles and chains keep coming through. So it's a really good time to be able to move on from that. What I will say is that could be a tricky process, just in the sense that when we want to heal something and we want to break free from something, we have to kind of feel it first. We have to know that it's there. So you may have been experiencing some feelings of insecurity and feeling maybe not very comfortable in yourself. I am getting that there is a sense of physicality around this, like a physical insecurity, and maybe a fear of showing up, maybe a fear of being seen. This could come through, as I said, some kind of criticism that's happened in the past, but you're actually aware. I'm noticing how wide open the Lynx's eyes are. The woman in this card has closed eyes. She's not looking. She's too scared to look, actually, and she's too hurt, too wounded. Whereas now, you're more fluid in your movement and you've got your eyes open and you're aware, and I feel like you're beginning to realise how much this insecurity and how much these feelings have been holding you back from what you want. So there's almost like a push-pull energy. So you've been wanting something, desiring something, and wanting to manifest something, create something, but yet something in your energy has been pulling you back, and also something in your energy has been repelling that thing. And I just had the word safety come through, so I feel like it's something to do with safety. So for example, using relationships as an example, if you felt attracted to someone and you really, really like them and you'd love to get close to them and get to know them, but you feel there's a lack of trust, maybe you've had your trust broken in the past, maybe your insecurities about the way that you look hold you back. So there's this kind of, I really want to connect with that person, I really want to be close to that person, but I can't. Or, I can't trust anybody. Or maybe you don't trust yourself, or, you just don't feel good in yourself, and so you push that person away. So that's a relationship example. Another example could be that you really want to go for a particular job, but you don't feel good enough, so you actually push away these opportunities. Someone comes to you and says, hey, would you like to work here? Or you run a business and they say, oh, would you like this project? Would you like to help us with this? Would you like to join in and collaborate with us? Or, something along those lines, and you say, oh, no, thank you. Even though you really want it at a soul level, but you feel insecure, you don't feel good enough to be able to do that. And so rather than risk disappointment in both of those instances, whether it's the job, business, or relationship, you're limiting the chances of disappointment and being hurt. But the thing is, you're actually, in a way, fulfilling that feeling of disappointment, because you may feel disappointed that you didn't go for the opportunity. So keep your eyes and ears open. Lynx, they have big ears and they've got their little tufty bits on top, so their ears are very pronounced. And I'm just noticing this tail at the back for balance as well. So it's really important to keep yourself balanced at this time. It can feel very ungrounded when old wounds and insecurities come up, maybe things like shame, for example. They can really make us feel quite icky, for want of a better word. They feel horrible within the body when you start to have that visceral sense of those things coming up, that wounding, that insecurity, maybe shame, and maybe just not feeling good enough in some way. So it's important to stay balanced. I'm noticing that both of these cards as well have stones in them. She's standing on a rock there, and there's also this stone here, this rock underneath the Lynx. So I've got this sense of needing to stay grounded at this time, because if this is a deep-seated insecurity, if this is a deep-seated, let's call it an issue, something that you've experienced, then what we tend to want to do subconsciously is avoid those things. So we might find ways to distract, we might find ways to stuff it down, or we may just exit. And by exit I mean dissociate, check out, just kind of go all wibbly wobbly, not grounded, and a bit floaty. And so I feel like it's really important to just keep coming back to groundedness, keep coming back to having your feet on the ground, stand in a balanced way, Lots of deep breaths, spend some time in nature. Take it slow as well. I will say that this insecurity feels like a deep one. And so there's no rush. You don't have to fly at it like a bull at a gate or a bull in a china shop or any kind of bull that moves quickly. You can take your time with this. There's a need for care. There's a need for nurturing, taking care of yourself through this process. And if you have access to one, I will say that working with a therapist can be very helpful with this. Being able to talk about certain things that perhaps you felt shame around over the years, perhaps you felt insecurities around over the years, or maybe you have a trusted friend that you know you can just chat to about anything. And if you don't feel that you can have access to either of those types of people, either of those situations, just sit and be very honest with yourself and write it down and support yourself as though you would a close friend or a loved family member. Shame and insecurity, they're kind of insidious. They get into everything, and you may find there are lots of little threads coming out of this that connect to all kinds of things in your life. So you could be holding yourself back from many things that seemingly seem unrelated, different aspects and elements and areas of your life. These tentacles, let's call them, of kind of shame and insecurity and fear, they get into everything. So you find that when you get to the root of these issues, then lots of different areas of your life can change at the same time. And you are setting yourself free from this. There's a very different energy between these two cards. This kind of attacked and wrapped up and bound and fearful energy, and then this very alert, very awake, ready, primed energy coming from this card. Okay, so let's pull another card and see what else we have. How can you move forwards? Yeah, Queen of Stones, the bear. Coming out, being seen, allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to see yourself. That's what seems to be coming through as well. So there's a real sense of hiding, and insecurity and shame will do that. It will make you want to hide. It will make you want to go into that cave, metaphorically, or physically, actually, literally. But it will make you want to retreat. It will make you want to avoid seeing people, make you want to avoid being in social situations. It'll make you want to avoid being seen in any way. But what I'm getting coming through very strongly is that actually a part of your purpose, a part of your reason for being here, actually requires you to be seen. That doesn't mean to say that you have to go straight from being in a hermit phase, if you've been in one, to being around loads of people all at once. It just means, and what I just heard then was, let the right ones in. So there could have been, I'm getting like a spikiness, a spiky energy of keeping people away to stay safe. The only thing is that when we do that, and we're always spiky, is that we push away everybody. So it's not just then like having boundaries and keeping people away who genuinely aren't healthy for us to be around, but we're actually just pushing everybody away. And a lot of this can come from that shame, from that feeling like you need to hide away, hide yourself, and that sense of insecurity as well. So there's a new beginning starting, stepping out into this sunrise. So it could be sunset, sunrise actually. I'm feeling like an ending, beginning kind of energy because of this skull that we have here, that death energy, the death of this feeling, and the new beginning. So let's treat it as a dawn though, let's treat it as a sunrise, you stepping out into a new world. And the reason that there's a new world there, the world hasn't actually changed as such, but you have changed, you are changing. You're in the end stage of this. I'm going to call it the death throes. You're in the death throes of this, and I'm also going to call it a nasty phase, a nasty pattern, something that you've moved through in your life that you've felt for a very long time, and that's been causing you heartache and distress and difficulty and causing you to hide away. You're actually in the death throes of that And then what happens next is you move into this new way of being. And I just heard the words greeting the dawn, so that could actually be helpful for some of you. If you're a morning person, even if you're not, maybe just do it for a couple of days or a few days where you wake up early enough to see the sunrise. I feel like that's going to give you, your soul, your spirit, the message that yes, this is a new beginning, this is a new start. You can always go back to bed after if you don't want to stay up. But yeah, just greeting the dawn, greeting the new day, greeting your new life. I feel like this bear is also poised as well in the same way that the lynx is. So we've got the Page of Stones and the Queen of Stones, so there is very strong embodied physical energy coming through. And if this bear has been in hibernation, then she's probably, I'm picking up that it's a she, she's probably going to be very hungry. You want to get out and you want to get some food. So you might have more of an appetite for life. You might have a feeling that you want to get out there and experience more things. And that will be like individual to all of you, depending on what it is that you're interested in and what you want to do. But I do get this sense that the world is almost waiting for you to go and enjoy it, to get out there with this kind of voracious appetite where you can go out and, I just had the words cherry pick, so you can cherry pick your experiences. You're not stuck, you're not trapped, you're not chained anymore. You can start to look out and think, what do I want to do today? What would I like to experience today? What would I like to eat today? What would I like to drink today? Like, there are all of these choices that are just open for you. Who would I like to spend time with? Where would I like to walk in nature? Just all of these things, you know, you can actually decide what you want to do with your life when these arrows begin to fall out. And I already feel like I said, you're in the death throes of this, so some of the arrows will have already fallen to the ground. However, there will still be some that are a little bit deeper, but they will fall out, they will be removed. So let's see what we've got from the Tarot of the Hidden Realm. The Lovers. Okay, so if it's on the cards for you, no pun intended, that you're feeling that you're ready to move out and attract a relationship, then that's absolutely something that you can do. If that's what you truly want to do, then you're going to be in a position, because of releasing these insecurities and these past chains, past concerns and worries, and this feeling of being very self-conscious and prickly to keep people away. If you're shedding all of that, which I feel that you are, then yes, if this is what you want, then you are ready to go and seek this. You're ready to manifest this. If you're not interested in getting in a relationship with another person, then you can deepen your relationship with yourself. And actually you can do that both ways, even if you are in a relationship with someone else. But what I'm feeling is, as you shed those arrows, metaphorically, you're actually moving closer to yourself as well, closer to the true, real you. And so you're bringing these two disparate parts, these two separate parts of yourself that have been split for whatever reason. I just had these words like you're romancing yourself, which is really beautiful. Coming into a space of, I just heard gentle touch as well. So you can actually spend some time doing some self-massage. I tend to do that a lot. That's something I like to do, especially massaging my feet and my legs, because I like to walk a lot, so they get kind of tired and they need a little bit of tender loving care. So you could do things like that for yourself. You can romance yourself, make yourself a nice meal, spend some time, I don't know, make a picnic, go out in nature. All of the things that you'd like to share with another person if you're not in a relationship, do those things with yourself. But most of all, internally, just feel that merging, like the two energies that have been split for a long time, feel them coming back together within yourself. And if you are already in a relationship, actually, I didn't mention that one, this can be a chance to deepen your connection, because if you've been in a relationship, if you're in a relationship and you've had that prickly energy for a long time, then you're with a person but you're not really with them. And you can be with a person physically but actually be pushing them away energetically. And so now these arrows are being removed, these insecurities are being healed and released. You're actually more able to be open and trusting, because you'll trust yourself more, you'll feel more secure in yourself, you'll feel safer in yourself, then you'll be able to open yourself properly, fully to another person, which of course is always going to improve a relationship, assuming it's a healthy relationship. So let's pull another card, see what else you've got to look forward to here. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, interesting, because that's actually the same card as this card, Queen of Stones, Queen of Pentacles. So there's a strong, earthy, feminine quality that I'm getting coming through, and regardless of whether you're male or female, we can all tap into feminine, masculine energies. I've just got this sense that there's a kind of harvest going on here, where, you know, she's holding the apple's fallen from the tree, and she has everything that she needs within her, is actually what I just picked up on. She's also very confident. She feels very sensual in nature. I'm noticing that it looks as though, I'm not sure which crystal that would be that she's wearing, but it could either be an orange or a red crystal. I'm getting the sense of either amber or garnet. Either way, there's this womb energy that's coming through, this strong, earthy goddess energy, and she feels very sensual, fertile, very abundant. And so that's the energy that you can tap into, regardless of gender, moving forwards. She looks very confident as well. And her eyes, I don't know, there's something about her that reminds me of this lynx. It's like she's looking towards what she wants, and she's going to have that thing, she's going to get that thing. And this can be you having that confidence, knowing that you can go after whatever it is that you want, what you desire, and that you can attract that thing. There's a real sense of power in the woman in this card, and I really like that. A fiery but yet earthy kind of power, and she's very clear about what she wants. So you can feel more like that, more of that confidence, more of that safety in yourself, because you're removing these arrows and these insecurities, and you're breaking those chains. There's nothing chained and held back about this woman at all. She's very, very free, very grounded, very strong. And yeah, she has that sense of like knowing what she wants. So let's pull another card from the Tarot of the Hidden Realm. Okay, Ace of Cups. Yeah, there's a new way of being, there's a new way of feeling. The cups are related to feelings, emotions, and that's what I'm picking up on from this card. This is also an otter, so you're going to have more chance to be able to play, more chance to be able to, I just had the word frolic, because when we experience insecurity and when we experience not feeling good in ourselves and feeling self-conscious, we don't just play. We don't feel comfortable enough to just let our hair down and be who we are and do what we want to do and be silly. And, you know, it can be a really dull existence of feeling held in, of feeling bound, as though, you know, we've got these vines starting to wrap around us. I actually just had this sense then as well. I mentioned before that I felt that they were starting to wrap around her, but I just had the reverse come through, where they're actually unbinding. Now they're retreating. And so she's actually being set free, and this is in relation to how you're feeling, setting yourself free from these limitations and insecurities. So I want to pull one more card to go with this card, just as a kind of clarifier, before I draw the reading to a close. Let's see what we've got from the Angels and Ancestors deck. Medicine Mother, honour your inner knowing. Okay, so you're going to know how to move forwards in a more playful way, but I'm also getting the sense here as well that we've got the Medicine Mother. I was just saying about the very earthy energy, the very strong, feminine, grounded energy. Honour your inner knowing. You're going to know exactly what to do when you've removed these arrows, or while you're in the process of removing them. it's just going to become very, very clear why you're here and what you want to do. And as I said, this could be related to career, relationships, anything really. Purpose can be all kinds of different things. It doesn't have to just be job related. So I do feel that you can feel more grounded in yourself, feel a lot safer, feel more embodied, feel stronger, feel more confident in the way that the bear is about to move out of this cave. And then when you feel that sense of safety and you've created that container for yourself, and you've got this strong sense of inner knowing, like, yes, this is who I am, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm here for, then you're more able to go with the flow as well. So I do feel with this Ace of Cups as well, as almost like an offering energy, a new beginning, a new life being offered to you, a new way of feeling, because you're releasing this old way of feeling and being. And then when that's removed, you've got this fresh, watery, clear, emotional freedom. That's what just came through. Being able to be more free, more fluid, able to move with the times. They're the words that are coming through. And I'm just picturing now like an otter moving through the water, and how amazing they are at swimming. They're so lithe and so streamlined, and they can just like quickly move through the water very beautifully. So when these arrows are stripped away, because they're not very, once they're stuck, embedded in this person, they're not very aerodynamic. They make this person not aerodynamic, let's put it that way. Removing those arrows and those prickles that you've had up, those spines, those spikes to keep people away. It's not to say to not have boundaries. As I said before, you will have strong boundaries. This woman definitely has boundaries. But once you remove those spikes, you're more smooth. You're more able to move with the flow. You're more able to go with the flow. So honouring your inner knowing, this is going to work two ways. So tap into your inner knowing in order to know how to further release these chains, because you'll get some inklings, some knowings, some messages around how you can nurture yourself through this process, this being the mother, the nurturer, the strong and very present nurturer. You'll get messages coming through from yourself, from your soul, from your higher self, let's say, telling you how to do this. And I'm betting that this is going to have something to do with really slowing down and being very kind to yourself and feeling a connection with your body. And then the second part of that is, as you feel that you are shedding more of these chains and you feel a lot more free and you're able to be in flow, then you're going to have even more intuitive messages coming through as to what the next steps will be. There's a lot of strength here. You've got a great deal of strength, and actually the only reason that these insecurities are coming up so strongly at the moment are because you're ready to deal with them. Things only arise into the conscious mind when we're ready to deal with them. Otherwise we keep them in the subconscious. You're definitely strong enough to move through this time, and it's a very beautiful time of coming into a deeper level of relationship with yourself and with others, when you've got that level of trust within yourself and you can feel safe. You feel safe enough in yourself to be able to open more, to be able to be more vulnerable. And remember that vulnerable doesn't mean weak. Vulnerable is totally different. It's being open, it's being receptive, and being able to share openly and freely when it's the right time and with the right people, of course, still having those boundaries, but just being more open, being more of yourself in the world. So I hope this reading has been helpful. If you do enjoy my readings, then don't forget to subscribe, because that way you'll see when they pop up when I post them. And all of my links are below. And yeah, I'm wishing you a great time ahead, actually, because it feels to me like these insecurities are really, really starting to shake loose, and you can live a very, very different life when that takes place. So thank you again for watching. I'll see you all again soon, and I'm sending you all much love. Bye bye.